If you were anything like me, or just thinking, okay, well, you taught us a bunch of stuff about horses. Now, what the hell's going on today? Then you definitely got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of state, nation, and world. With us, continue is John Colazar. If you didn't catch that, go ahead and pause this. Jump back to Monday's show so you get all caught up. We covered the problem with the feral wild horses here in the state of Arizona, and why it is a big giant issue, and that there is huge opposition to getting rid of them, no matter what the method is. There's huge opposition. So, John, thanks for sticking around with us. And I want to jump right into, first of all, your article with Western Hunter about this. I'm obviously westernhunter.com. Is there any title they need to look at?
Unbridled.
Just Unbridled.
Unbridled. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Unbridled. There's, you can catch John's writings. Fantastic writings. Is BB in this article or no?
Nope. This is
BB is not in this article.
This is the first in several articles I'm writing for them. And it's basically a primer to people to understand what's the history of it and how it's being warped. That's what we're doing now.
Okay. All right. So now let's we've covered the methods. We've covered zoo logs, and if that's not a good teaser enough for you to get back there, how we feed the lions and tigers at many zoos across the country. It has to do with horses. So get back on the Monday show and check it out, and come back to us, because I want to talk about what's going on now. So there's litigation going on.
Yes.
And it has been going on for quite a while. So back us up. Let us know who's who, what the teams are, and when this whole thing started and why.
Well, let's cover two issues. We'll cover the state one second. The first one is the federal issue up in Heber. Okay. In 2007, a federal judge mandated that the Forest Service come up with a management plan. It took them 19 years to do it, but they published it after the first of the year. They tried to start rounding up horses. The International Society for Protection of Mustang and Burros filed suit against it. And they joined in with a woman by the name of Betty Nixon, who lives in Heber and has for the last 8 years. They're trying to stop the roundups, claiming that these should all be declared wild horses, since they came they're claiming that they're part of the natural history of the area and they should be all declared wild. The problem with that is that we all know and have proven that all horses that were in the wild horse territory of 19,000 acres died out by 1994 and 95. And the Forest Service petitioned the government to close the wild horse territory. Well, that never happened. And then in 2001, we had the Rodeo Chetasky fire, and hundreds of horses came over, and they overstayed their welcome, and they did what they always do, which is breed. And so consequently, now we have over 2,000 horses in an area that should hold maybe at best 50 horses. And the Forest Service has now decided they're done playing games. They're done trying to manage this thing, which they can't manage. They are going by the rule of law and saying these are all feral horses belonging to the White Mountain Apache tribe, and they're going to remove them, all of them. Okay. So that's their pleadings going into court. They filed their response last Thursday afternoon. And the wild horse and burro people get to file their response by next Wednesday. And at that point, all the judge has to make a determination. And we'll see what happens after that.
Okay. All right. So
no, I read the Forest Service response. It's about 15 pages long.
Okay.
But it's really, really good. And it's very strong. And my guess is that science and the rule of law will beat the emotional aspects that the horse advocates are bringing in.
Okay. So what we want, and by we're talking about those that are trusting the science, trusting your Arizona Game and Fish Department, and in other conservation groups across the country. We want this to go to court, right? We want this to follow science, evidence, not I didn't get that horse from my daddy when I turned 16.
Well, we've already done our end of the deal. We have provided the judge through the Forest Service and their pleadings. They laid out a very strong case why every horse should be removed. And now it's up to the judge. We'll see what happens.
Okay. And then what did the other side bring? And I'm not saying
their response. I haven't seen their response yet. They have until the 26th, which is Tuesday, to file a response. We'll see what happens.
So
we'll know more then.
As we speak, they are dialing in their response, and it is what is there? I mean, seriously, you always think about this going into any kind of game, it's baseball, football, whatever it is. What is the other side going to throw at us? And usually it's something that is probably maybe equal to what you're throwing at them. I can't think of anything. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't think of anything that the other side could bring to a judge that would say, okay, this trumps all things biological. This trumps conservation. This trumps everything good for the environment. What in the heck do you think they could throw at you?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. I know that there's a huge emotional pull, and they want politicians involved. When politicians become involved, it's an issue that's always going to lose. Science goes out the window every single time, which takes us to Arizona and the Salt River horses. That's, to me, I was stunned back in 2015 when the Forest Service basically bent over backwards and said, you can leave these horses here for right now. And the state of Arizona mandated that they are protected. The state doesn't claim they're their horses. They're not the state of Arizona's horses. They're there for the public. But they're doing it on national forest land. And that 19,000 acres, which is the only area they can have, because the rest of it's either landlocked through tribal lands, private property, or highways, that's it. There's nowhere else to put them. So they got 19,000 acres, and they have 283 horses in the 19,000 acres, which is about 260 too many.
Okay.
For biology. The land is stripped. There's no native herbs or forage left. All that habitat is destroyed.
Who owns them?
Nobody.
But they're being managed by who?
Salt River Wild Horse Management Group. The state of Arizona has, they have a liaison that they pay $50,000 a year, and the Forest Service pays $50,000 a year, so that somebody has communication to manage these horses. And that's what the Salt River Wild Horse Management Group does. They manage it. How do they manage it? Donations. How big are their donations? In the last 2 years, they've gotten over $2.1 million in donations from little old ladies who want to protect horses.
Wow. Okay. So I might know, and I might not know, somebody who was representing the opposition in this. And I can't think of anything that would trump your case outside of something that's pretty big. And tell me if I'm off here, because I haven't heard from this person where they're going with it, but I know they're pretty smart cats. It's federal law. You can't touch them. Back off. Isn't that the argument of the other side?
It's federal law that you can't kill a horse. And federal law covers BLM lands, Bureau of Land Management. That's the only place that's it.
Really? Yeah. Okay, so help me out with this, because I want to know, and I'm sure everybody wants to know. So if you say that the federal law that protects donkeys and horses, that you cannot kill, this federal law only applies to horses and donkeys that are on BLM land?
No, it applies to all horses and burros in the United States. You cannot kill a horse. You cannot kill a horse. But the massive protections, like if they do a roundup, all the horses that go from BLM roundups are required to go into either holding facilities or up for adoption or long-term pasturing. That's where the 140 million comes in. The National Forest Service, for all the forests, they don't have any money to handle horses. None. But they've got horses, thousands of them. Yeah. Tribal lands have thousands of them. But you still can't kill a horse anywhere. Okay.
But unless you're on tribal land, you can do whatever the hell you want. So
I know people who have dined on tribal like horses. Yeah.
Right. So where are the tribes in this? Why don't they say if you're talking about the hundreds of thousands of horses that are on tribal land, wouldn't it behoove the tribes to say, oh yeah, we totally need to handle this. We needed where do they sit on this?
It's really interesting. About 6 or 7 years ago, the Navajo tribe put together a hunt for horses. You could hunt. They were offering tags. And before the hunt ever began, the public outcry beat them up so badly that they called it off.
Really?
Yep.
I would think, honestly, maybe I don't know much about the tribal lands and the native nations that we have here in Arizona. I may know who they are. I can name them.
Yeah.
But I would think that they would say, oh, there's a bunch of people outside of our nation getting freaked out, getting mad about this. Kick rocks.
Well,
or did it come down to
something else too, though? Tribal nations have men and what?
Women, yes.
Women. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them like to think just like you do because they are no longer living off the land like they were 100 years ago. They are more just like our urban ladies. You know, they stay in the house or they do whatever they do, but they are not pounding the ground and hunting and gathering like they were. And so there's an emotional pull to not kill horses. That's what the United States needs more than anything else, is a very good, clean, monitored slaughterhouse for horses.
Yeah.
It's the only animal that's not monitored. What's man's
we got to stop saying the word slaughterhouse. I think that once we get rid of slaughterhouse and we call it something cute, like politicians like to do, and they like to name legislation, the Puppies and Kittens Act, but we need to find a different way to explain that. And I'm telling you, I'm blown away that the tribal nations aren't jumping on this. The tribal nations are like, dude, this is a money making, like, these things keep reproducing. We can make a ton of money on this.
Wind River
that's casino money.
Well, the Wind River Reservation, they did that. They had one call from a lady who complained about what they were doing by removing horses. And Art Lawson said, ma'am, we are tribal land. You white folks took everything else that we had and you left us with this. And you're going to try and tell me how to manage our land now? And she apologized and hung up.
There you go.
But it takes that kind of mental attitude to do it regularly, to tell, hey, I don't care what you guys say. These are on our land. They're ours. Get the hell out of here. Now, what's your best friend, Mike? Who's your best friend?
Well, John Cole is our duh.
No.
Obviously, Queen Bee.
You got a dog?
Queen Bee and my dog.
Yeah, your dog's your best friend, right? Man's best friend, right?
Yep.
You know, we kill over 350,000 of them a year.
Okay. Do we sign Boone? Do we sign Boone up for that? I kid because I love him. I kid.
I know, but we do it. We euthanize. You want to call it euthanizing horses? So be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, Petey euthanizes dogs.
Well, we kill
cats.
over 450,000 cats a year. Every year. Yeah. Every year.
Look, you're preaching the choir. I'm just blown away. The two things I'm blown away by. The other side doesn't have stats, biology, science. They don't have that. They don't have the numbers. Then what the hell? Native nations, get in this. Is there a breakdown of communication? Who is not reaching out to because this could be solved, I think, by the tribal nations. I think it could be solved.
We're counting on a lot of the White Mountain Apache tribal members to specify that the horses currently residing in the Heber area are theirs. And they're going to go gather them. And they should be allowed to and do whatever they want with them.
Is it where we're close to that? Is there a conversation going on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know they already rounded up over 100 in the Heber area because they were told to gather. There was a notice of impoundment that the Forest Service put out. And in that notice, it said, if you have livestock on the forest, please remove them before we begin rounding up these feral animals. Over 100 horses were rounded up. it got very, it got a lot of the horse advocates agitated because they trucked them out. And the Forest Service said, hey, we just told people to gather what's theirs. We are a no brand state. Do you know what that means?
No.
It means if you don't have a brand on your animals, we don't have to have brands to identify our animals. So they were told to go gather their animals. They did. Now, if you say to somebody, hey, that horse in your yard, that's not yours. It doesn't have a brand on it. It doesn't matter. But if somebody has a horse and it has no brand, 99% of the burden of proof is on the person claiming it's not theirs to prove that it's not theirs.
Okay.
And you can't on a no branded animal.
All my horses are branded with this.
Yeah. Okay.
You know it's mine, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Belongs to the show.
Most people don't do it. Now, I know cattle they do, but the horses they don't. They don't brand them.
Because they're not really theirs. They're just there.
I understand, but some of those folks claimed they were their horses, gathered them up, and removed them. Period.
Not to Mexico.
Yep, they did.
Maybe to Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, okay, I want to get to the economics of it.
All right.
And I don't know if you know this, but help me out. How much you get for a horse to send it Mexico way?
30 cents a pound live weight usually.
Okay, see why you got to make me do math? How much does a horse weigh?
Well, 800 pounds.
800 pounds.
Mm-hmm. They're not going
What's
for much.
800 times 30 cents?
$200.
Guess what? $250. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder why nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
Look at
Costs more in
that.
gas.
Yeah.
But if you haul 40 horses at a time or 70 at a time, it covers your costs.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Crying out loud. Okay.
Yeah.
So $240 for a horse to process.
And I've seen it go for less. Trust me.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Because I always say, people, especially politicians, when it comes to money, like if there's money in it, the politicians are going to jump on it. But if there's no money in it and their constituents are screaming foul, they're going to go with what their constituents are about.
Oh, yeah.
How do we make it an economic issue?
We can't. Not right now. We can't. I mean, we have a perfect political ploy going on right now in the Arizona legislature. We had a person appointed to LD3. His name's Cody Rhyme, and he's never been in politics. He was appointed by the Republican Party to be the representative for LD3. He came on, and 2 days later, the Republican Party gave him a striker bill, which means that the original purpose of the bill was struck out. There's no void. And they allowed him to do a striker bill. And his striker bill says he wanted first to say that we had to publish all the rules and regulations regarding the Salt River horses. Now there's been amendment after amendment after amendment put onto it. And basically what it is saying you can't remove horses from the Salt River area. That they don't want a single horse removed, even though there's 283. Now here's the kicker. The Arizona Department of Agriculture put out a RFP about a year ago. And I know two entities that applied for the position of being the horse management group for the Salt River. It was awarded to Simone Netherlands. She had to agree, though, because the Arizona Department of Agriculture said, look, you got to remove 25 horses a year over the next 5 years and not allow any new birth to make sure that it comes in at 150 horses and you keep feeding them because there's no food out there. She got the contract, agreed to it, and then consequently started whining to everybody. And because she's Botox Barbie, blonde, the media in town, Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 12, they all love and they flock to her for her opinion. Okay. And so she is the one who gives out the little pearls of wisdom of naming the horses and how wonderful and beautiful and how it's a huge draw for population and tourism and makes money and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's the love story. Okay. So she's whining, even though she got the contract. Cody Ryan gets appointed and he's a horse advocate. She's feeding him what she thinks should be done, not what she agreed to on the contractual. She's an Arizona contractor. She's voiding her contract by discussing it with a politician, and yet she's doing it. And now all the amendments are little fed to Cody Rhyme by who else? Simone Netherlands. It's a joke. And so the big purpose is to put this in front of Governor Hobbs. It's an election year. Is she going to veto a horse bill?
Yep.
With all the weeping? No, she won't. She won't veto
She won't veto a horse bill? What do you mean? Oh, no. I thought you were talking about from our side.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, she vetoed that before it even got the door.
Oh, yeah, we would, because we know what science is and biology. I took a video, and that video shows everything. It shows horses standing around waiting for food. That's not wild. If the public knew, if we could get the media to show it, people would be appalled and say, get rid of them. But they don't. They won't do it.
Well, even if it didn't, there might be some thinking, okay, well, they see the video like that, they're not going to say, get rid of them. But what it does, at least open their eye to say, we should probably talk about this.
Yeah.
We should probably open up a discussion here and figure this thing out.
It's not a feel-good story.
Yeah.
Come on.
But it does seem to be a story of get rid of all of the horses or keep all of the horses. So from a sideline standpoint, it seems to be like me as a parent. Y'all need to get along and figure this out, but it's going to be figured out, right? That's what I would tell both of my kids if they're battling about something, because they both got their heels dug in. So where is there anyone standing in the middle?
We agreed. I was on the Salt River Wild Horse Collaborative in 2018 and 19. We agreed, even though there could only sustain 12 cows, we agreed to 50 to 100 horses, provided they supplementally feed them year round. That was I mean, we know the land is stripped of habitat, but people like seeing them. So we left them. We gave on this a lot. The Forest Service is under no obligation to keep those nags on their land. They should tell the state of Arizona, hey, you may not claim they're yours, but we're getting them off the land. If you don't like it, put them on state trust land somewhere and have all your people go look at them there.
There you go.
But
why don't they do that?
We don't care about the horses down by the river. But when you have over 100 that sit daily and just wait for handouts, and they're all clustered under trees, my God, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't treat any animal like that.
And are there any, so let's play nice here. Are there any concessions that the other side has offered? Besides, don't touch these damn things.
No, that's their whole philosophy, is not one horse removed. That's their whole campaign. Not one horse removed.
Really?
Yeah.
And they've been presented with all of the numbers, the science, the Game and Fish, the BLM, everybody's gotten involved, and they still say no.
Well, Game and Fish can't comment because it's livestock. And Governor Ducey told each incoming commissioner for 12 years, you do not bring up horses, because his wife is a massive wild horse advocate.
Lord Ducey. I'm sorry. It just came out. We don't do politics here. Oh, are you bleeping kidding me? I had no idea.
Oh, no. No, when I started this, I was told by two commissioners, hey, we've been muzzled. We can't talk about horses, period.
Then why is there a what is it, a livestock reimbursement program or something like that when something's taken out by a wolf?
That's for the wolves. Yeah. There's nothing to do.
Oh, we can talk about it then? We just can't talk about it when it comes to horses.
Yeah.
Son of a. All right.
So, yeah.
What do we do now? I want to get to what the hell do we do? Is everyone is watching this going like, are you bleeping kidding me? How do I smack some common sense into people? Excuse me, we're not endorsing physical violence. Metaphorically speaking, how do we slap some common sense into these slappies?
Okay, here's a good example. They allowed one of the mares on the Salt River to get pregnant, and she had a foal, and it's a little male. Okay, guess what they named him?
Ducey.
Cody. For Cody Rhyme, the new representative who's championing the not one horse removed bill.
I don't know what to say. Okay, breathe,
Not much you
Mike.
can say, dude.
Breathe. That's a brilliant move, by the way. I'm gonna lie to you. I always do tip the hat to brilliant
they have
moves.
it nailed. They're great. Propaganda. It's perfect.
Okay, so this thing I can fill out here. The Howl. Can you help us out with that and to guide everyone the right way, please?
Yeah. Howl is a national organization. You're breaking up, Mike.
I know, it's okay. Keep going. We're all good. Yeah, we're keep going.
Howl is a national organization, and they put together an Arizona call for action. And in that call for action, all you do is log into Howl, and it shows we support science-based management of horses in Arizona. And we are encouraging the leaders of the Arizona Department of Agriculture, the Forest Service, and local foresters to maintain what they're doing in removing horses because it's damaging the land. All you have to do is fill in your name and address. They actually even do a comment for you. You can customize it, and I have, but the comment's already there. All you have to do is fill in your name and address, and that's it. But you have to be in Arizona to be recognized. Period.
Okay.
It takes 1 minute.
Now you said log on to Howl. How do I do that?
Howl, HOWL.org.
That's where you go. Okay.
Yeah.
HOWL.org. Yeah. Well, okay. But yeah, we said log on to Howl. I don't know. Thurston Howl. I don't know. I can age myself. That's fine. I know that the system's getting a little glitchy right now, so it's probably telling us that John and Mike have yammered on about horses for far too long. I want you to get over to westernhunter.com. I want you to check out John's article, which is absolutely fantastic. The Unbridled is what you're going to be looking for. So Unbridled, check out John's work. John's work is fantastic. You can check it out in the tracker for Arizona Elk Society as well, with his fictitious pal BB, the elk. And then obviously get over to howl.org, HOWL.org, and fill out the petition and make sure that we get some science-based going on. Remember, trust the science for the love of grief. John, thank you so much. I appreciate all that you do, man. Seriously, all that you do, John. You are ubiquitous, and you are definitely a champion for conservation in the state, and we're thankful to have you here, buddy.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you for the time.
All right, now as my whatever system is getting caught up here, we'll just say this. Thanks for hanging out. This is The Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the state, nation, and world that we live in. We will see you on Monday. Remember, HOWL.org. Get on there and make it happen. And westernhunter.com. Check it out.